was like, I should probably be combing out my hair before I go to my bed and get ready. But I can't bother. Honestly, the hair is not. I don't know what the hair is doing. Anyway, it's not a good hair day. How are we all? It's so strange because this piece at the front is just so like not curling compared to the rest of it. Anyway, how are we on this? What day is it today? It is Saturday. How are we on the Saturday? I wanted to go to my bed early. Hi, my darling. How are you? It is what time? It is after 1. Clearly, I'm not going to my bed early. But you know, hey ho, could be worse. What was I going to talk about? Oh, on Instagram, I shared a news story. Salome, big up yourself, babes. I shared a news story out from BBC that I think everybody should go and read. It is about I believe it is 3 boys in one instance. So basically, these group of boys they were found guilty of RAPE, but they don't get any jail time. This is in the UK. A police representative said that it is shocking that they were not given any jail time. The judge in the case said that he didn't want to unnecessarily criminalize children. They were, I think, 13 and 14 when they committed these crimes. My dad shared the article with me, and I'm still angry about it. I just think that as a society, we really just kind of underestimate RAPE. And you know, these 2 girls involved, one thought it was her first date with this boy, and then 2 other boys turned up, and she felt like she could not escape. She wrote a poem, and in the poem, she basically said she wants to DIE in the poem. And I'm like, how could a judge let these boys run off? And you know, there will be people, I will bet my life that those boys are not BLACK. I'm spelling because I don't know what I'm allowed to say online. Yesterday, I had 3 VIOLATIONS, and I'm trying not to get BLOCKED, so forgive me. But to be honest with you, I'm used to spelling because I spell around my children all the time. But yeah, so basically, the reason why these types of cases really bother me is long before I had children, I thought about like what I would do if like God forbid anything like this ever happened to them. And when I was doing my law degree, so I'm not sure if you guys know, after I had my children, I decided it would be a really good idea to relaunch my restaurant, so tear out the entire restaurant, do a full like makeover, and go to law school after I had the girls, because I was just like, when they get older and they tell me they can't do something, I'll just be like, wrong audience, babes, wrong audience, right? And I really believe in showing, not just telling. So I did this law degree, and the reason this is relevant is because in the law degree, right, there is a module under criminal law that addresses RAPE, and I'll spare you the details of the story, but long story short, I explained in the class, because I was asked about my opinion as it relates to RAPE, and I felt that the what's it called, the time, like the time that the judge can give was just too low, right? And I said to them, you know, if it were me and I found out that someone had done that to my child, and clearly like I put a lot of thought into this, thank you, that word. Clearly I put a lot of thought into this. If that were me, I would find out where the person shopped. Like, let's say they shopped at Sainsbury's or Marks and Spencer or Waitrose, and they would win an award, right? Like they would win a prize. Oh, my spelling clearly is not good enough because AI is telling me what I should talk about. So yeah, so basically I would find out where they shopped, and they would win a ticket to Jamaica. And when they go on their trip for the prize that they have won for being such an amazing customer, they would not come back, right, to the UK if they won this trip. And people in the class were like, don't you think that's a bit harsh? Don't you think that is, just being a little bit excessive? I was like, excessive? How is that excessive? You have ruined my child's life, right? Like, how is that excessive? But the reason I shared this story is because I was surprised to see that educated, well off, as in financially well off people were not as disturbed by these cases of RAPE as they need to be. And this case with the young girls is a perfect example of that. How can a judge tell you that these boys will not have any prison time? Any prison time. They were, I think, 13 and 14. Now, don't get me wrong, when a child does childlike crimes, they should be tried as such, as children. But this is not a child crime. So you wanted to play big boy games, you need to be treated as an adult. Anyway, I hope that they appeal it. I hope that they do what needs to be done. But I just think that as a society on a whole, it's just such a sad day, because I feel like it is more telling about a general attitude rather than this individual case, because there will be more cases to come. And as a parent, I believe that it is one of your number one responsibilities to make sure that your child feels that they are ultimately protected by you. Just gives them the opportunity to go back and do it again, as they know there are no consequences. 100%. And the thing is, because they're children, babes, they won't even be known within their community, because you have to protect their identity. It's just, there are so many layers to why this is wrong that, yeah. I also appreciate that I need to let it go, because I've been angry for the last, I think, 5 hours since I read the article, which is clearly not helping anybody. Melissa, big up yourself, baby. 11 times? 11, what is 11 times, babes? But also, let's be clear, these boys filmed their actions, they laughed, they encouraged each other, they shared it. This was completely premeditated. It wasn't like, oh, I thought she said yes, but it was actually a no. There are just so many details of the case that are horrific. Yes, Sarah, it was madness. This was not a one-off occasion. Honestly, I really encourage, if you have not read the article, I really encourage you to read the article. Not because you should get upset, but the society needs to be more angry. I think we're just not angry enough as a people. And I think it's quite disturbing, to be honest with you. But I think it's really important that your children, like growing up, I felt that if anyone did anything to me, they should hope that the police find them before my father does. Like, I genuinely believe that. And my dad is black belt in Kung Fu. I've seen him knock people out. Like, it's not just, hearsay. I've seen it with my own 2 eyes. And if anyone does martial arts, you know that, like, when you practice Kung Fu, it's not just like a physical movement, but it feels almost spiritual. Like, when you observe somebody, it's like they're in a zone. It's very strange. But the point is that I always felt that he could protect me. And whether you can physically protect, I'm not saying that everybody's black belt in Kung Fu, right? But whether you can physically protect your child or not is irrelevant, but they must feel that you can. Because not just for these extreme cases, but there is something about your self-esteem as a child when you feel that your parents can protect you, I think. And so it's one of my most important things, which is why, like, I shared a video about dealing with controversy. I think it's really important for your children to see how you deal with controversy. I know that, like, for example, in the UK, any sort of argument, and I say argument quite loosely, but any sort of confrontation people are scared of. I don't know if it's the Jamaican in me, but I'm not scared of confrontation. And that doesn't mean that it has to be overly aggressive or that it has to be out of control. But ultimately, I think it's important that my children know that I'm not afraid to defend them. I just think it's weird. Like, there was this boy, I remember when I was living in England, there was this boy, he was about, I want to say 3, and They were at the park. His dad was with him at the park, and they were going across a bridge. So you go across a bridge, like a ropey bridge, to get to the slide. This was an area that was designated for 3 to 5 year olds, right? Which is relevant because these kids that were there were like 8 or something. And at the time, my au pair tells me that the little boy is trying to cross the bridge to get to the slide, and the 8-year-olds are blocking him. So 8-year-old boys are blocking a 3-year-old. The dad says to the 3-year-old, let's find something else to play with. I was like, when she came back and told me, I said, sorry, if my children are trying to cross a bridge to play in a park that is assigned for their age group, and there are bigger children there blocking them, there is no way in hell I'm telling them that they need to find something else to play with. Because it's not about the slide. It is again about the messaging that you're sending your child. An 8-year-old has to move. I don't really understand why we, but I think culture is really, really important. And ultimately, I think sometimes people downplay the importance of like the little things. Because how is that 3-year-old supposed to feel protected by his dad when his dad couldn't even protect him from 8-year-old boys? I was like, please, please. Anyway, that's not actually what I was planning to talk about. I don't really remember what I was planning to talk about, to be honest. I got sidetracked because I was just so irritated by this stupid article. But yeah, my tummy's feeling strange. I don't know why, but and it's honestly, I was even going to come on live. I was trying to go to bed early and clearly it wasn't happening. I've been reading this book, and you know when a book is so good that you don't want, oh, I'm not even going to show you the book, because last night I showed you some jewelry, and then I was BLOCKE'd for doing something wrong. So I won't even show you the book just in case they tell me, say, I'm telling you to go buy things from another place, which I'm not doing, just for the record. Oh, it's new nails time. I'm very excited. I think soon I'm about to take up this consultancy job. That means that I won't be able to keep the nails alive. So I'm going to enjoy it for one last time. Also, my bun up eyelashes, I think, are finally long enough for me to get extensions on them, because they're still not the length that I'm used to. And then tomorrow I have the girls getting their little massages while I get mine, so I'm very excited. That's like a Sunday vibes. To be honest with you, every day is just like a normal day, to be fair. There's nothing that really happens. I don't really know. I know the day of the week because I check when I have to come on live. But apart from that, tell us more about the consultancy job. Okay, well, I haven't got it yet, but I was approached by a company to do basically food consultancy, which I'm very excited about because it is Jamaican food and it's a very good brand and it's very high end. But I'm speaking it into reality that it's going to happen, which means that being in kitchens and around food again, you can't have nails. It's deeply unhygienic. If you ever go to a restaurant or you see a chef and they have nails, like long nails, please leave, because I'm fully aware that it is very easy for bacteria to be harbored underneath your nails. Thank you very much. And yeah, it's not a good look for hospitality. I wouldn't hire waitresses who have very long nails because I just don't think it is in line with the food industry. So yeah, just don't have long nails around your food. That would be my advice, coming from being in the industry for like 10 years. But yeah, anyway, lovely people, I just wanted to do a quick check-in and tell you to go read this case that is deeply disturbing. And I will jump on again tomorrow. I think I'm gonna go and try and twist up my hair because I haven't been combing it out at night time, and as you can see, it's just a bush head. There's no like curly definition, it's just bush. But yeah, anyway, I'm tired. Truly charming, big up yourself, babes. I'm just about to leave, okay, because I'm very tired and I am going to have a long day as per usual tomorrow. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Saturday. I will jump on around the same time. Big up yourself every time, and thank you for keeping me company.